Elden Ring is the largest From Software game to date, certainly the studio's best work, and full of secrets and challenges around literally every corner. I understand how intimidating the renowned developer's releases are to a newcomer, so I've created an Elden Ring beginner's guide containing 9 essential tips and tricks to help you make the most out of your journey to the lands between. After venturing into the open world, the crafting kit should be your first purchase. You can buy the item from the merchant found in the Church of Ella, which is north of the starting area, for 300 runes. The crafting kit unlocks recipes for potent perfumes, weapon greases, throwable pots, health items for your mount, valuable buffs, and a lot more, all of which will make your time playing Elden Ring more dynamic. There are many powerful enemies populating the world of Elden Ring, and you'll encounter several of them in your first few hours. You aren't meant to defeat some of the game's challenges right away. Instead, you should explore, level up, and come back later with increased knowledge and skill. Like bonfires and lanterns in From Software's previous games, Sites of Lost Grace are the checkpoints you'll be chasing after in Elden Ring. These locations serve as fast travel points, storage management, and safe areas in most dungeons. Your health, focus points, and reusable flasks are restored when you rest at a Site of Grace, and you can also use these checkpoints to level up your character stats or memorize new spells. Additionally, these safe areas will point toward your main objective. If you're feeling lost or you're not sure where to go next, try finding another Site of Lost Grace and explore the surrounding region. While they never do much damage, even after you upgrade them at the Round Table Hold, spirits help tank damage from bosses or large groups of enemies. They can even help you interrupt or stagger intimidating foes. There are many different kinds of spirit summons, all of them resembling opponents you've faced in the world. You can summon wolves, floating jellyfish, or even Godric soldiers that wield shields, swords, and crossbows. Each companion behaves differently, so it's crucial to find one that best matches your playstyle or current scenario. These collectible items are littered across the massive world of Elden Ring, and you'll naturally find them by exploring and fighting enemies. However, it is entirely possible to miss the spirit calling bell, necessary for summoning spirits. To unlock it, head to the Church of Ella at nighttime. You'll find the church ruins just up the hill from First Step, the game's starting area, but be cautious of the tree sentinel guarding the path. After resting at the church's Site of Grace, a particular NPC will visit you and gift you the spirit calling bell, allowing you to use any of the spirit summons you might have collected. Lastly, know that while you have access to them during every boss fight and in most open world areas, you can't use spirit summons everywhere. You'll know when you can use spirit summons when there's a blue archway symbol on the left side of your HUD. Every piece of equipment has an associated weight. If you don't properly manage your build, you'll end up being too slow to be effective. The speed of your dodge roll correlates to a percentage of your equipment load. Light roll is at 30% equip load, medium roll up to 70%, heavy roll at 71%, and if you exceed 100%, you'll be over-encumbered and unable to dodge. For first-time players, I recommend staying within the medium range. Still, you can always level up your endurance to increase the threshold of your equipment load to carry heavier items while maintaining quicker dodge speeds. Besides observing and studying the world around you, the best way you can improve at Elden Ring is to upgrade your weapons. Weapon levels play a huge role in the amount of damage you deal, especially against early bosses like Margit the Fell Omen. To upgrade your weapon in the early hours, visit the Church of Ella and use the anvil next to the Wandering Merchant. However, you'll need to visit the Round Table Hold, unlocked by progressing the primary objective, and speak to Blacksmith Hugh, who will allow you to upgrade armaments and equip or duplicate new weapon skills. You can upgrade regular weapons to level 25 with smithing stones, while special weapons can reach level 10 with somber smithing stones. Regardless, you'll need to explore the world or loot enemies to find these resources. Trust me, you'll be happy when you find them. As you explore the lands between, you'll discover golden seeds and sacred tears, 2 items used for upgrading your reusable flasks at Sites of Lost Grace. You can find golden seeds at minor Erd trees, small saplings that glow with a golden hue, while sacred tears reside in various churches scattered across the world. Golden seeds increase the number of flask charges you have, while sacred tears enhance the amount each flask replenishes. You can reallocate your flask charges to your liking by resting at any site of grace. My strength build requires minimum focus points, the resource used for magic abilities and incantations, so I usually allocate all of my flask charges to the Flask of Crimson Tears for health restoration. However, if you're a heavy magic user, you will want to assign charges to the Flask of Cerulean Tears, which restores focus points upon consumption. At the start of the game, your world map will be entirely blank apart from a few sites of grace you've unlocked. To clear the Fog of War and see a detailed version of the region you're exploring, you'll need to collect items called map fragments, which you can find at tall stone pillars along main roads or prominent intersections. If you've thoroughly explored an area and are still missing the associated map fragment, open your map and zoom in, looking for a tiny icon resembling a pointed stone pillar. These icons will only appear after you've visited the area and subsequently removed the Fog of War. You might be tempted to skip the tutorial in Elden Ring. After all, there's a fantastic world waiting for you to explore. But don't skip the tutorial if you're a new player. It takes less than 5 minutes and will teach you how to use incantations, counterattacks with a sword and shield, stealth takedowns, and many more fundamentals like the two-handed weapon stance, which is required to use special skills called Arts of War. The Elden Ring tutorial is located in the Stranded Graveyard, the cave you wake up in at the start of the game. There's a spirit sitting in a chair on the edge of a precipice. Climb down the rock face and begin. And that does it for my Elden Ring beginner's guide. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or you found it helpful at all, click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're almost to 700,000 subscribers. If you have any questions about Elden Ring, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at itsvanaken. As always, head over to GameInformer.com for the latest news, previews, reviews, and features on your favorite upcoming and past games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.